Hi there, I'm Matt from the Underground Cookery School. Today I'm just going to show you a really simple, easy recipe. I've got some butter on the go, and this is for the digestive biscuit base. So that's just melting away. And over here we've just got some plain digestive biscuits. Now I've got plenty more which I already blitzed up, but otherwise you just spend your entire life watching me blitz digestive biscuits up, which blitz. Right, now whilst that's blitzing up, we're going to prepare the tin. So I'm going to run a bit of butter round it and round the edge, and then we're going to dust it. See, that's now ready. And what you do need to do is just make sure that you don't burn the butter. Now over here I've got some reasonably hot water, and I've got some strawberries which I've just quartered, and I just want to get a little bit of softness out of those. So they're going to go on the hob for not terribly long, maybe about a minute, that's all. Just dust the tin with flour. This is how you prepare a tin for baking. Don't use baking parchment because I think it's unnecessary. Right, that's ready for the mixture to go in. Our biscuit base is now almost ready. I've got my digestives which are going to go straight into the mixing bowl. Stick that back on there. I've got my butter which I pour on top. Get rid of that. Give it a good old mix. I'm just going to put most of that in there. Might not need all of it. And you can get a nice smooth biscuit base. And if I show you how that base should look, nice and smooth, ready for the rest of what we're doing. I'm going to get ready with the cream cheese mix. Now I've got all these ingredients prepared over here, and I'm just going to add them to the bowl. The first is the cream cheese, and there's some crème fraîche, and I've actually put a little bit of sour cream in there, and that just gives it a nice little bit of an edge, and in that goes. And I'm just going to start turning that nice and slowly. I'm going to add some sugar to it now. Again, I'm not going to add all the sugar. I might add a little bit at the end. I'm just going to have a little taste and see how happy I am with it. Start cracking these eggs. So I've got 5 eggs here. I'm going to use all of those. Try and use the best quality eggs you can. I'm going to crank that up a little bit, but our strawberries should now be ready. Let's just have a look. Yeah, those are absolutely perfect. Just use this bowl. All I really want is a bit of softness, and I want to let those cool down, and whilst they're cooling down, any extra moisture is going to drain off. I've got some lemon juice here, so that's going to go in. That will just cut through, and finally I'm just going to add a teaspoon of cornflour. I'm going to let that mix for about a minute. Right, well that mixture I'm very happy with that. It's lovely. You can see a nice sort of dripping texture to it. Now over here we've got that strawberry stock that we made. Now whilst you weren't looking, I did add a drop of sugar to that, or a touch of sugar, but you know, that's just going to turn the mixture a little bit strawberry colour, so that's no bad thing. Right, we've got our base here. I've still got a little bit of juice in there, so that can go in the pan. Here's the thing, if I just throw them into the mix, they'll sink to the bottom of the cheesecake, but if I just add a little bit of flour to them, like that, and pop them in, what will happen is they'll remain evenly dispersed all around the cheesecake, rather than sinking to the bottom. So I'm just going to tip everything in, as you can see, and we're going to bake this off in the oven at something like 160 degrees. I'm going to cook this for about 45 minutes. And another little trick of mine is, which I like to do, is just stick it onto a tin so that if it does drip, it's not going to drip down into the oven. which you then have to clean afterwards. So in that goes, and we'll come back in about an hour's time. Right, well that's absolutely gorgeous. What we do need to do is just give that about 10 minutes in the baking tin, just to, it's just sort of souffled up a bit, so it will drop a little bit. Also, you can't take things out of a tin the minute you take them out of the oven. You just have to let them contract a little bit from the side, stiffen up. You can take the buffle, lift it off, slice it up. It's going to be delicious. And that's how you make the perfect baked American strawberry cheesecake.